Hello, and welcome to Prevail Marketing's daily video on all things sales and marketing. On this channel, what we try to do is give you some tips, tricks, strategies, techniques, ideas, concepts, what have you, to help you grow your business. Today, well, first off, my name is Bill Arnold. I'm your host, and I encourage you to go to prevailmarketing.com to find out all sorts of wonderful information we might have to help you grow your business. But today, I think we have something for a really good reason why you want to go back to our website. Today, we released an ebook, and I'm not talking about any just ebook. I mean, I've seen people release 5-page publications say, I've got a new ebook. Nah, we take the old philosophy, you have to weigh it, and you have to be something extremely valuable for us to call an ebook. And we have that here. We have a 75-page epistle on influencer marketing. Now, this is not a regurgitation of anything you're going to find anywhere else on the internet. This is a re-examination of that entire space, the practices, the concepts, the strategies that go into implementing or being an influencer. We took great care and effort to make sure we provided you some of the best information out there. So I encourage you to go back to our website. Oh, the publication is called The Almost Definitive Guide to Influencer Marketing. And we say almost because we believe no matter how lengthy or how much information is included in any ebook, it really cannot cover everything. But we believe we've given you a lot of valuable information because we've seen a shift in influencer marketing over the last few years, particularly since the pandemic. You know, everybody was stuck at home during the pandemic, had nothing to do. People weren't working. People were getting lonely, reaching out for human contact. And what did they do? They turned to places like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and try to entertain themselves and entertain others. So some of the content influencers out there are simply just creating like fun and entertaining content that we can get lost for hours just scrolling through our phones. I know, I've done it. I'm there. But there's also a great use case for B2B, using influencer marketing. We've used that highly successfully over the years and becoming more and more so part of our core programs when we go forward. So what I want to talk to you about is, and I cannot give you the entire gist of what's in this ebook. I mean, I'm going to give you some of the titles. I'm going to give you some of the thoughts, but I can't in 10 minutes or so give you everything. So I suggest you go back and read it if you find it's interesting. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the titles and talk maybe a few seconds about each. Okay. So first off, what is influencer marketing? Influencer marketing has a lot of definitions, but we say it is taking the credibility, the trust that you have garnered with your followers because you create great content, you're entertaining, you create value, but you're trustworthy, and you can transfer that to another company or another brand or a product. That's what influencer marketing is about. And someone asked me when I started this, who are influencers? Well, today, everybody's an influencer of some nature. I mean, there's always somebody out there that is influenced by what you do. Even if it's just your spouse or your kids, you're an influencer. Okay. But we took a look at this space because in the past, there may have been anywhere from 3 to 4, sometimes 5 different categories of influencers. And we think in 2020, it changed, that a new category of influencers came about. So we basically have redefined the space. We say there are now nano influencers, which are your family, micro influencers, mid-tier influencers, macro influencers, and the one we've added are subject matter influencers. And of course, there's mega influencers, which are the Kardashians of the world. Of course, subject matter influencers. Subject matter influencers are people who have a specific expertise in a given subject, someone who has used that expertise and provided content on a regular basis, and they've built such trust and credibility, they've got followers. How many followers? Anywhere between 1 million to 8 million followers they have on things like YouTube and Twitter, various platforms. An example of that would be Altcoin Daily. If you go to YouTube and look at Altcoin Daily, you're going to find 2 brothers who provide daily YouTube videos and a lot of information on Twitter, where they've amassed 1.4 million followers and subscribers on both platforms. They're subject matter influencers because their topic is always about cryptocurrency, altcoins, and Bitcoin. How do I know about them? Well, I'm proud to say they're my sons, so that's how I know about them. But they are an example of now the subject matter influencer that exists out there. And so what have they done? They parlayed that expertise they have. They parlayed their fact they create regular content on an ongoing basis every single day to where they now have brands that really would like them to work with them. And that's what influence marketing is about, transferring that trust and expertise to a brand. And you got to be careful when you do it, both from the brand and the influencer, because you want to make sure your credibility is intact. You partner with someone who's going to align with their values. But we talk about that in this ebook. We talk about the strategies for picking out who you're going to align with, why you're going to align with them. We talk about tips. We talk about ways to use influencer marketing. We're not just about, 60,000 feet. We get down deep and say, these are specific techniques you can use in influencer marketing to grow your business, whether you're B2B or B2C. We provide those details for you. We also talk about what to measure, because honestly, it really is important that you measure. Well, I think anyone who's listened to a single video that I have, you know that we always measure 400 KPIs for every single client, every single month. And that's just how we do business, okay? But really, there is a lot more to be considered about when you talking about influencers, because you need to pick the right influencer who's actually going to represent the brand properly and actually get you results. And so we talk about the 4 R's. Okay, a lot of publications talk about 3 R's that you need to do. They talk about reach, they talk about renaissance, they talk about relevance. Those are the 3 R's that most publications talk about. But we also add the one that's most obvious, the one that's most impactful: results. You have to measure all 4 of those to see whether or not that influencer is the right influencer for you. But even if all 4 exist, okay, we talk about the research you need to go and figure out if that's the right person, to make sure that they don't hurt the brand, to make sure they align with the brand. We talk about, the moral code they should be following and what that looks like. All those things in there. We also talk about, and I think this is one of the most interesting chapters, the science behind influencer marketing, why it works. Okay. This isn't arbitrary. There is really science behind it. And many of you are not going to be surprised when I talk about Robert Cialdini and influence, psychology, persuasion, but that's part of it. We talk about other sources of reasons it works within the for marketers. We talk about how to find influencers. Because yes, you can go to a third-party site and you can look at some of this and pull an influencer down, but you're going to pay about 20% of your cost for that agency, where you could be putting on that influencer directly. So we talk about the best way to find influencers, okay? We talk about the best platforms for influencers based on your brand. We talk about how much an influencer should cost you. Real numbers we give, okay? We know these numbers are legitimate because these are numbers that our clients have used when they go out and seek influencers or are influencers. We talk about the impact of artificial intelligence on influencer marketing. Yeah, it impacts influencer marketing too. And we talk about the legal considerations, because FTC has rules relating to influencers, what they need to disclose, how they need to disclose it. All that has to be known by both the brand and the influencers. So I think the fines are up there at $48,000. So it's steep to get it wrong. This publication covers all that in great detail. I encourage you to go look at it. I'm probably going to, over the next couple of days, talk about various pieces of it, because I think it's a lot of information here to digest. But even with that, I cannot cover it all. I cannot drill down. So I encourage you to go back and read it. I encourage your thoughts. I mean, we kind of broken the mold a little bit and talked about things differently than most people talk about. We know they're right because that's what we found. That's what we do. That's what our experience has been. But it's different than what you're going to find in most publications. So I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your feedback. I appreciate your thoughts. If you really want to know more about it, give us a call. We'd love to have a conversation with you about it, because influencer marketing is not only here to say, if your business is not using influencers, you're missing the boat, because it's all about leveraging other people's time, effort, and talent and relationships. That's really what influence is about, is leveraging that to get that person who has all those connections, has all that trust they garnered with all their followers and subscribers, to now give that some of that trust, respect, and authority back to you. So I want to thank you for your time today. Tomorrow we're going to talk about influencer. We're talking about the psychology of influence. We're going to talk about Dr. Robert Cialdini's book himself. So I encourage you to come back for that. Okay. But please, if you found this beneficial, do 3 things. Get the ebook. Give me your comments about the ebook. Tell me what you like, what you didn't like, what you agreed with, you didn't agree with. Subscribe, follow, and until tomorrow, thank you for joining me. Have a great day. Oh, finally, again, the site is prevail.marketing or prevailmarketing.com. Check out the blogs. It'll give you the link to the ebook, or go to the resource page and find the ebook directly. So thank you. Have a great night.